Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And thank you so much for joining me for the September-ish organization challenge check-in, I guess is what it would be. Yeah, I don't have a lot to share. It's been a busy summer, so welcome back to September and starting to get back into I guess, the swing of things. Everybody takes their breaks during the summertime and so yeah, I've gotten a little bit done, not a ton, but that's okay. Again, it's not a sprint. This is the marathon. And I'm pretty happy with some of the things that I've implemented so far, right? So, over the year, what I'm also doing is as I'm making these changes and putting some things away and decluttering. So I will be decluttering quite a bit this month. I have another crafty garage sale next month that I want to make sure that I've got some things to put into it. I have a lot of donation items that I'm also going to be decluttering as well. So when you do that, that really helps with the organization because it's very difficult to organize when you've just got too much stuff. So that will really help, and that is one of the things that I'm looking at doing over the next month, really. A few cosmetic things. I've been working downstairs now for the whole summer, which has been really nice because I don't know about what you guys' summer was like, but ours was very, for the most part, really warm. There were some days like at 7 a.m. where it was already 25 degrees on the top floor of our house. So I was like, I was very glad to be working downstairs. So that was nice. I'm gonna see how I feel if I want to keep that up or not. I think come the winter and the fall, I might miss having a window like right outside. I mean, I do have a window here, but I'd like to put curtains on it. And also, I found this really beautiful, like frosted stained glass thing that I think I would like to put on there too. So yeah, so I don't know if I'm not going to move upstairs or not. We'll see how warm it stays down here because it's a basement, right? So it's in general quite chilly. First of all, I do feel like I should apologize. I watched back a few of these videos and I didn't realize how much I touch my face and how twitchy I am as I'm talking to you. So it turns out very twitchy. My glasses fall down a lot, but I noticed that I'm scratching a lot. And so I don't know about you guys, but I found that very distracting. So my apologies. Yeah, so I hope that you guys have had a really great summer. I had a very good summer. It was very busy. And coming into fall, it doesn't seem like things are getting any less busy, but I'm not driven to be like outside or like those kind of things as much anymore. Although we are currently right now having a beautiful fall, so that's nice. What I did want to talk about though is again, making sure that the systems that you're putting in place are working for you. So most of the things that I have managed to put away so far seem to be working for me. It's easy enough to pull something out and then put it back when I come back from a crop or after I've used it, that kind of thing. So that's really nice. That's really handy. Because there's no point in organizing or spending money on something that um, that actually isn't going to work and isn't going to function for you. Might work really great for somebody else. Again, this is about how does this function for you or for me, right? That's what this journey is about for me. So those a lot of those systems are really working quite well for me. So that's really great. I'm happy with that. The other thing that I wanted to talk about this time is scraps. So, as a paper crafter, I don't know about you, but I get a lot of scraps. What I know to be true about myself, I am not good at using my scraps. They just tend to sit there and pile up and pile up and pile up. I have a dear friend who passed just a little more than a year ago. She'd be rolling over in her grave right now if she had seen what I did. But that's okay because I don't use them. So I can keep those pieces as much as I want, but it's rare that I will reach for that. I usually go and get a brand new sheet of paper um, because that's just not how I craft. So instead, then it ends up being like 5 bags. So I'll show you what I decluttered. So I have this was full, another one of those was full, and then I had two of these. So that was five full 12 by 12 like that hold 12, 8.5 by 11, 12 by 12. Five of them that had scraps that I never went back to. So what I did instead is I ended up just cutting them down to a card panel size. So 4.5 by 5.5 by 4.25, basically all of them. So did it end up being some that got thrown away? Yes, it did. But the reality is that now what I can do is pull out. So in the drawer that sits next to me, where I keep all of my folded card bases and envelopes and things like that, I have a stack that's about this big of colored. Look, I'll just pull them out here, of cardstock fronts that are all ready to go. Okay. So in different colors, I've color coordinated them, right? So in rainbow order, so white, black, and also those colors in there. Sorry, I'm just gonna put this back now because that's gonna bug me. Uh, yeah, so they're all sitting here. I can still use them for die cutting. I can pull them out and use them for a card front. I can stamp on them. Um, all of the things that I would be doing, but I'm more likely to reach into there than I am into, um, Jennifer McGuire kind of thing. What she does is she has, I don't know, kind of envelopes that are almost like this out of this kind of material. And she has all of her things like by color because she buys expensive like cardstock from from Simon Says Stamp or Gina K, something like that. People who are like with Stamping Up have really great paper, things like that. Most of the stuff cardstock that I have in the 8.5 by 11 is like recollections from Michaels. There's nothing wrong with that, but you can't really use it for card bases. It's only 65 pounds, so it's not great. And it just comes in those little plasticky sleeves. So those just tend to go on my shelf like that. I don't separate them out into like specific named categories, things like that. I haven't gotten to that. I mean, maybe someday if I did actually invest in that kind of paper, that's probably what I would do so that I was using it and keeping track of it. But currently what I have is I just have 12 by 12 like decorator paper or like the Recollections Michaels stuff, which is $6 for a pack. So it's not a lot. So I have a ton. Where I do spend money is I get 100-pound black cardstock. I have some 100-pound brown, gray, and then good white. I have a 100-pound and a 120, I think, or like an 80. Anyway, so I have two really like heavy weights that I can use for foiling or coloring, and then I have a separate one that I use for card bases so that it's strong enough to hold up to a fold and it doesn't like cave in. It's like stands nicely, right? Doesn't when you make. I put a lot of stuff on my card, so I want to make sure that it's gonna hold up together. Um, so so basically that's what I do. So maybe someday in the future, maybe that's what'll go once I get rid of or use all of the paper that I currently have. Maybe I'll get into that, but for me, for right now, what I've realized is that this is the best way so that I can actually pull it out and use it for die cutting and yeah, start to actually use it. So if I'm not using it for matting, so that would be another option as well. If you're going to use it for card mats, maybe what you want to do is cut down your pieces to like 6.25 to by 4.25. That way, then you could use it for a card base or like a card front size or card matting or for picture matting is what I mean. Because a standard picture is 4 by 6. So if it was 4.5 by 6.25, you would have that little nice 1/4 inch border all the way around. That would look really lovely. So that's a possibility. I don't see myself doing that. I would probably, unfortunately, pull out a piece of paper and just do that because I know I would be doing that for more like a whole page or something like that. So I'm not going to do that. But in order to use for a card front or for like for die cutting or something like that, if I need a sentiment in a certain color, I can pull these out. They're right here beside me because again, I am a lazy crafter, and so I need to be real with myself about that. So that's what I'm going to look at doing. The only thing, so I'm going to switch now to my camera view, my phone camera view, and just kind of record, just basically show you quickly how I did this. It's very simple. I'm just using my trimmer, cutting it down, basically going through the file. Okay, so I'm just going to switch here and I'm going to, let's see here. And I want to pin this one instead. There we go. should work. Okay, so basically for me, the easiest thing to do is to take like the whole pile of paper. So I have, so for example, this was one of the pieces that I had. I didn't enjoy using this particular stuff, so I just turfed this one. But what I would do is this is the size that I had left over. So I would look at it and say, okay, so in here, I could probably get, so the nice thing about this trimmer here is it's actually marked. I'm not sure if you can see it. There is a dotted line here at the 4 1/4, and then 5 1/2 is a dotted line right here as well, which is helpful. Okay, so what I would do is just do like this, so I can get 4 1/4 right here. Turn it 5 1/2. Okay, one. I think I might be able to get another 4 1/4 out of this. So, yeah, is that matching? Yeah, that's straight. Like that, and then we come down here to that. So these would go in the garbage. I mean, this is going to go in the garbage too because it's pain in the butt to die cut. Actually, it's pretty good size. Maybe I'll keep those. Okay. So if I was looking at something like this, I could cut this down, but if I look, so on here, it's only sitting at 3 1/2. That's a little too little. I'm never going to use this. Like I could, you know, maybe I could do, but maybes take up an awful lot of space in the craft room. So I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to let it go. Just let it go. We're going to practice our, ooh, what's that on an Elsa? The only thing that I don't cut down is if I know for a fact I have a card in mind. Okay. So Alan's, my husband's cousin, is getting married right away. So these were some scraps that were in my card pile that I think would make a really lovely wedding card for them. So those ones I'm just going to leave. This is pretty much what I had left over. So I'm not trimming those down because I know for a fact I'm going to make a card out of those. So if I actually have at the moment a project in mind, then I will leave it. But if I don't, then they get cut down to, like I said, a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 card panel front, and the rest of it just goes in the garbage because I don't have the space for it. That was 5 huge containers that I had that were taking up space that I didn't need to be using. So for that reason, I got rid of them. Anyway, yeah, I'd like to hear from you guys. Let me know how you're coming along with your crafting organization. If you're still at it, did you take a break through the summer and having, you know, a little bit of time to yourself, things like that? Yeah, let me share with me whereabouts you're at in your journey, and I would love to hear from you. Remember in the comments, please keep it kind, and I will see you next month with the next update. Thanks so much. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.